In this tutorial, we will go through some basic functionality of the GPS Gate server and show you how to use the map tools, draw a track, change language and time zone, use the bucket system, and customize and save your workspace. If this is the first time you enter GPS Gate server, your workspace should look similar to this one. To start off, let's have a look at the different map tools in the top left corner of the map. This toolbar can be moved by grabbing it by the handle to the left. The tools available are the Zoom Area tool, which lets you select an area on the map to zoom to. Zoom to all vehicles, which zooms to fit all your vehicles on the map. The Request Address tool places a needle marker on the map. You can drop the needle anywhere on the map to display the address and coordinates of that position. You can clear the map by pressing the broom icon. The Undo Zoom or Pan function lets you go back to a previous zoom level without having to scroll all the way out. The last tool is called Area Search and is very useful, but it's not installed by default. If you want to learn how to install a plugin, there is a separate video tutorial on how to do that. After clicking the Area Search tool, you are able to select an area on the map that you want to search for activity. This can be vehicles moving in and out of the area, or alarms that have been triggered, for example. I want to know if anything has happened in the Stockholm area in the last couple of months. The search shows 3 tracks during this time period, where vehicle 1 has moved in and out of the area. Click on a row to see that track on the map. You can draw today's track by right-clicking a vehicle in the panel or on the map and select Draw Today's Track. A track shows where the selected vehicle has been during the selected time period. To show other tracks, you can change the time period by altering the start and stop time as you see fit. To learn more about this, have a look at the longer video on drawing tracks. By now you might have noticed that sometimes there is a green circle on the map. This is called a cluster, and it's shown when 3 or more vehicles are close to each other on the map. Clusters are created when you zoom out to give you a better overview of your vehicles. You can click on a cluster to zoom to that area. You can change the language and time zone of your application by going into the settings in the menu bar. From the settings window, you can change marker styles, how tracks are visualized, and your localization. Here you can change the language if you have installed an additional language in Site Admin. The measurement unit can be changed, and lastly you can change to a time zone of your choice. When your number of vehicles grow, it might be a good idea to start grouping them together. There are many ways to group your vehicles, but the simplest way is to use the bucket system. More advanced grouping methods like tags and views is covered in another video tutorial. Buckets are a fast but temporary way to group and filter your vehicles, and is good if you only want to view some of your vehicles. To place a vehicle in a bucket, right-click it on the map or in the Vehicles panel, and click on a bucket color in the list. You can tell which bucket a vehicle is in by the color around the name in the Vehicles panel. Now this is the good part. By clicking the arrow button next to the search field, you can filter what is shown on the map. Select the bucket color you want to show, and that's it. Now you only see the vehicles in the selected bucket. Now that you know how the bucket system works, you can tailor it to your own needs. Once again, buckets are temporary and is reset when you close a browser or refresh the page. Now let's move on to customizing your workspace so it feels more comfortable to work with. The workspace is everything you see in the GPS Gate server window, and it consists of a number of panels, which contains tabs. Tabs with columns have a button that allows you to choose which columns you want to show. The order of the columns can be changed by dragging a row up or down by grabbing the handle to the right. Panels can be resized by dragging the border of the panel, and also minimized if you need more space for other panels. The side panels can be toggled by double-clicking the border. There is also a vertical panel on the left that is hidden by default. You can move a tab by holding down the left mouse button. The red areas show where you can move the tab, and they turn green when it's safe to release the mouse button. If you drop a tab between two panels, you will create a new panel, and if you drop it next to a tab, it will be included in that panel. You can also move entire panels if you click and hold on the panel header. Tabs can be turned into windows by right-clicking and selecting Window. If you closed a window or a tab and want to show it again, go to the top menu. Under Workspace, go into View and select the tab you want to be visible. Now that you have set up your workspace, it's a good idea to save it. Otherwise you will lose all the changes you have made to the workspace, so remember to save regularly. To save your workspace, go into the Workspace menu and click Save As. Enter a name for your workspace and select if you want to share it so other users can use it. You can have different workspace settings for different tasks. If you're interested in map activity, you can have a workspace with only a map. Or if you are a user administrator, you can have a workspace for handling users. Now you know some basic functionality in GPSK Server.